In this video, we'll discuss about the verb topic here, where the verb explicitly will be discussing about the verb as a person and a number. Okay, so when the verb is used for a person, when the verb is used in a number, so how the verb conjugation is going to come. So that topic we'll be discussing in this session here. Okay, let us dive into this topic. So the verb as a verb in person and in number agreement. So what we do is the definition is not going to change. The definition is still the same. So what is the definition? Here, a verb is a word that expresses an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. Okay, so we have discussed this in the previous video, where the verb is a word that expresses an action, an occurrence, or a state of being. Okay, so the definition is still same. So last class also what we have done is we have discussed that. So for example, she runs faster. It's an action. So she running is basically a action, occurrence. It happened suddenly. So happened is an occurrence. Likewise, the state, he is happy. So he is in a happy state. So like this, verb definition is not going to change here also. The definition is same in case of where in the previous video where we have discussed the verb, basics of the verb. So the same thing here also, same thing. But what is the main difference here? The main difference here is, so verb when you are using in a person, okay, the person in the verb, okay, and also number in this verb, okay. So when we use this one here, we need to mind about whether we are using the verb for a singular noun or a plural noun. Okay, maybe one person or a more than one person. Okay, for that what we need to do is we need to look at into the person into a picture. Okay, so for that this concept will come into picture. Okay, first person, second person, third person will come into picture, and also this singular form and a plural form also will come into picture. Singular form and a plural form will come into picture. Singular and plural will come into picture. Okay, so let us discuss this one by one. First, what I am going to do is I am going to discuss the person in the verb. So what is this person in the verb is? In English, we call it as a three persons: first person, second person, and third person. First person, second person, and third person. So the first person is basically, if it is a singular in quantity, we can call it as the I, and if it is a plural in quantity, it becomes we. The second person case, what happens is both in a singular form and in a plural form, it comes under the same category, that is called as a singular, and a plural is you itself. Okay, so this is a we is a plural quantity, I is a singular in quantity. Okay, so I go means how many people are going? Only myself are going. Okay, only one person is going. We go means what? So we all people, okay, who are with me, everybody are going. Okay, I go, we go. If I say the same sentence here, you go, in the sense, so I can address this same sentence here in two formats here. That is, I am addressing only one person, or I am addressing more than two persons. Okay, so there will be so many people. Okay, I can address in the class that, so all the students, you go. Well, okay, so means all I am addressing all the people are trying with the same sentence, you go. Okay, at the same time I can point out a finger at one person and then I can say you go. Okay, so that also same thing. So the sentence here is not going to change. Okay, so that's the reason why the second person here it is very okay. When it comes to the third person, so we have gender, this masculine gender, feminine gender. Okay, so he, she, and also we have the neutral gender. So it likewise. Okay, then look at here, he, she, it, they, them. Okay, that is Ram is basically noun here, any one person. Okay, so here He, she, it is a singular in quantity. They is a plural in quantity. This noun Ram is a singular in quantity itself. Okay. Whenever you are using sometimes, okay. So Ram is a good boy. He goes to school. Ram is a good boy. He goes to school. Okay. So likewise, so what happens is here, the third person can be any person that you can actually refer with the pronouns he, she, it. Okay. Then also you can refer with the plural form, that is they, and also you can refer the third person with the respective third person name itself. Respective third person name itself. That's one point here. Then this verb will change based upon what is this tense here. Okay, so whether it is in a present tense or with the whichever the tense it is there. So main point you need to understand is here, whenever the verb is dealing with the third person singular, then only you should be mindful about how the verb conjugation is going to come. That's the main important point. Now, if you look at the number in verb here, so there are two numbers, that is a singular, plural. There are some languages like Sanskrit, Latin, etc., where you will have a singular quantity, you will have a double quantity, and also you will have a plural quantity. Okay, so like for example, Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha. So Ramaha means one, Ramo means two Ramas. So Ramaha means many Ramas. Okay, so likewise here also Ram and Rams. So here you can call it as Rams. Okay, so they becomes a in plural. Rams becomes a plural in context. So now have a look at here. There are two numbers, singular and plural. So he, she, it, Ram is called as a singular in quantity. So plural form is a we, you, they, like this. We can call it as a plural in quantity. Okay. So here some example. Okay, he reads a book. You are going to add yes at the end of the verb here, and they read book. Okay, like this. Now, why we are very specific about the verb for a person and in number. Okay, so why is that? Because most of the grammatical mistakes generally you can observe here. So there are some rules and regulations. Grammatic rules and regulations generally change or has a certain description only for this verb when you are using in a person and in number. Okay, for that, if you look at the options here, if you look at some I have listed out some rules and regulations here. Is not so many here for convenience sake. So there are something like at least 10 or okay, 10 or 11 rules and regulations here. Okay, so for all these rules and regulations, so what is the basic thing is that here, look at the concept here. So whenever this verb is formed based upon a person or a number, so you should be mindful about whether you are doing it for a singular person or whether you are doing it for a plural person. If it is a singular person, the first person singular will take a base verb. What is the first person singular verb? So generally, base verb means V1 form. V1 is called as a base verb. Okay, so whatever it is. So base 2, V2 is a past tense. Okay, then V3 is a past participle. Okay, for example, go, went, gone. Then okay, love, loved, loved. Okay, likewise you can do some conjugations here. Okay, so what is the base verb here? I work hard. I work hard. I love you. Okay, then likewise you love me. Okay, so why to take the same every time the same word here? You can write you hit me, I hit you. Okay, I hit you, you hit me. Okay, then for a third person singular, he, she, it, the base verb will take either it will take yes or es at the end. He hits me. He hits you. He hits me. Something. Okay. Likewise, this plural form we, you is also a plural form, and you in a second person singular is also same word. Okay, the word is not going to change. Okay, so please be mindful about it. Then you in plural form, we, they, you. So first person, second person, third person. Third person. Okay, we hit you. So the meaning is not going to change. We hit you, you hit you. And write them. We hit them, you hit them, they hit them. Okay, that's a simple sentence. Okay, so likewise you can form a sentence here. Okay, now keeping this point in mind, when this slide in mind, okay, yeah, keeping this slide in mind, let us discuss the rules and regulations here. Some rules and basic rules and regulations. So if you look at the first rule, in case of this concept, the subject verb agreement. The subject verb agreement. Okay, so in this subject verb agreement, so the fundamental rule here is the third person singular in present tense takes yes or es at the end. So what does that mean? As we have discussed just before, so you should be mindful about whenever you are dealing with the third person singular. So the third person singular, the base verb usually takes yes or es always. Okay, so based upon that idea, if you look at this topic here, rule number 1, so he play cricket is a wrong sentence. He plays cricket. He hits 6. He hits 6. He loves you. It runs fast. Okay, she goes to mall. Yes at the end. Okay, yes, like this. Okay, now this is the first point. Okay, then here the second point here is 2 or more singular subjects when they are joined by and they take a plural form. So what does this mean? Here the meaning here is here. So look at one concept here. Ram and Sham is going. This is false. Is incorrect. Why this is false is you are talking about the collectively that both the two people. Okay, more than 2 nouns you are going to talk. So for that reason, you are actually you have to use a Ram and Sham are going to mall. Ram or to Sham are going. Okay, so Rama and Sita. Rama and Sita are going to Ayodhya in this fashion. Okay, like this we have to write. Then the third rule is we can keep this in this. Okay, in this way is better. The third rule, if you look at the third rule here, when the two subjects are joined by or, either or, neither nor, the verb agrees with the nearest subject. The verb agrees with the nearest subject. What do you mean by this? Here is example. Either Ram or his friends are coming. So his friends here and Ram. So Ram is a singular in quantity. His friends are plural in quantity. Okay. So the nearest verb should be have taken here. The verb should be the plural form verb. Whatever the plural form verb is there, so that plural form must, okay, because his friends are plural, so the plural verb will actually, the plural subject here, the noun here is a plural here, so that's the reason why the verb also should be in a plural in quantity. Now, because what does this or do? This or, what does this or do is, the or basically will divide this sentence into two, so that one and this one, okay, and like this, either or, so either this one or that one, neither nor, nor also does the same thing here, okay, so either his friends or his friends, either his friends are plural, whereas Ram is a singular. So because of that, his verb should be in a singular in quantity. So this is one important point. So please note down this one. Okay. So likewise, you should be able to remember that. So either or, neither nor, or, just if you use only or, then these three keywords, okay, or, either or, then neither nor. These three words must be whenever it is there here, so you should follow these rules here, okay, whenever you find these rules. Then the fourth rule is collective nouns. In case of collective nouns, it takes the collective nouns takes a singular or in plural based upon the subject, or based upon depending upon the whatever the sense that the sentence actually makes. Here, look at the one point here. The jury has given its verdict. Basically, when we discussed in the nouns, if you go through the nouns topic, so in the nouns, we have discussed one topic called as a collective noun. Okay. In this collective noun, what we have done is, we have taken one example called as a jury. Okay, so likewise, army, fleet, etc., etc., and all. Okay, so here the jury, in the sense, basically the group of people who are going to take it some decision. Okay, in US law firm, law rules. So the verdict is given by the jury. So jury generally is a comprise of all the field, so experts in their field. So those people generally will come and sit down and then listen to the whatever the people are there. So whatever the confession between the accused and then verdict, so all those people are there. So they will give the verdict. Okay. So here the jury is basically a collection of experts in some respective field. Collection of experts in that respective field. So here, collection of experts means what? So this is a plural, no? They are plural in quantity, right? So when they are in plural, look at here, the jury has given its verdict. So we are using has here. So what is a has? Normally the has is used here usually for a third person singular. Okay, so here he has pen. He has a pen. Okay, so this is basically third person singular. Now the verb generally here we are using it, right? So but look at the point here, the jury has given its verdict. So we are treating the jury here in this point as a third person singular in quantity. Why? Because in this sentence we are talking about its. We have used its here, so that's the reason why. So we are considering this complete jury as a singular in quantity, and then the singular in quantity is basically that becomes a third person. So that's the reason why we are giving like that. Okay, we are taking completely as a single unit. Whereas here the jury have disagreed among themselves. Now what we are doing is we are talking about the individuals of the jury. So this is because they are the word jury is a collection of experts. So this collection of experts are what? So we are talking about all the individuals here. Okay, one among each and everything. So now what does this become here? The sentence here, the jury have become. So depending upon the sense, we have to change this verbs here. Okay, so please keep this point in mind. Then the next one is words like each, every, yeah. So words like each, every, either, neither, everyone, someone, anyone. So these verbs generally take the singular in form. Each of the player is talented. Everyone wants to win. So everyone wants to win. Okay. So yeah, either and neither that we have done. Okay. Everyone has a idea. Everyone has their own story. Someone has my pen. Anyone can give. Okay. So likewise, you can naturally frame some sentences. So you just try some sentences and all. So this is basically another rule. Then the next rule is sixth rule. Here, some nouns are in plural form, are actually in plural in number, but they take a singular in meaning. So example here, mathematics, news, like this. So these are best examples here. So no need to go too much here. So like this, mathematics, news. Okay, the news is a very good example. Then name of the subjects is also one thing. Then a plural noun, used for a single entity takes a singular verb. Example, so plural noun means so United, for example, United States is basically individual states. Okay, so basically they take all the collection of all the states and then they call it as a singular country here. So you can't call USA as a country because it's basically a collection of states. So United States is a powerful country. So here, look at here. So is we have used. So likewise, Arabian Nights. So Arabian Nights is an interesting book. So what do you mean by Arabian Nights? So Arabian Nights is basically a collection of a lot of stories. It's not a single story. It's basically a collection of all the stories. Okay. So one story is linked with other story like this. Okay, like Panchatantra. So here also same thing. Okay. Now, when the subject is phrase or clause, then use the singular verb. So what he said is true. What he said was true. Like this. So what he said was true. And to read the novels is my hobby. Okay. Whenever you are using, so this is basically some phrase or a class. So that time you use this rule. You have to follow this rule. Okay. Then with the countable nouns, use singular verb. So what is that? The information is useful. The furniture has arrived. Like this. Okay. So whenever you can count something, then you use a singular nouns. Then the last one here, use a plural verb with a plural expression of quantity and measure only when they act as a single unit. Example, 10 rupees is not a big amount. Okay, then 5 kilos is not a long, 5 kilometers is not a long walk. So 5 kgs is not a big weight, like this or something, right? So 10 students are absent here. So if they are talking about individuals, don't use like that, even though they are a singular quantity. So individuals are not as a unit. So only the quantity are measured, so that you can use it, okay, not the people. Then we have discussed this one. Then, so whenever the verb is agreement, so verb agreement with indefinite pronouns, and both in a singular form and in a plural form. If you look at this singular form, when the verb is with the indefinite pronouns, that is with a singular indefinite pronouns. So anyone, everyone, someone, no one, like this. So the verb will actually should take only a singular in form. Okay, because indefinite pronouns are singular, so they also should be singular in quantity. Okay, so like one of the boys is missing. One of the boys is missing. So you are talking about all the boys. From that boys, one person you are going to talk. Okay, so that's why. So this one is basically a singular in number. So that's why this becomes a one of the boy is missing, like this. Then if the indefinite pronouns itself is a plural in quantity, then the verb also must be in plural. Few, many, several, both. Both are missing. Both are missing. Okay, so in generally in your class, generally there will be some lovebirds. So what happens? Suddenly they don't come to class. So when they don't come to class, what you call? So both are missing. Okay, like this. There is some small simple variation between how to change the sentences, like wrong sentence and right sentence. Look at some example here. The committee are divided. No, the committee is divided is the right answer. Either of the answers are correct, because as I said, either, whenever the either comes, don't use that. So either of answers is correct. My family lived in Delhi. My family lives in Delhi, because total family is considered to be a singular in quantity. None of them has come. None of them have. None of them has come. So none of them has come. Okay. So here, the team have won the match. The team has won the match. Okay, that's one point. Then this is a summary table here. So if you look at the summary table of this verb in person and agreement, so here have a look at here. So subject type, like I, you, we, they form a base verb. You can use a base form verb itself. Go, play, like this. If it is a third person singular, he, she, it, ram. So verb plus, so there generally you have to use verb plus yes or yes. So each, every, everyone, someone, use a singular, is or has. So either, neither, plus any plural nouns takes a singular in form. A number of plus plural form, generally plural form, right? The number of plus plural noun takes a singular in form. Okay, so this is generally the rules. Generally, you should be mindful about. Just have a look at, and then you'll come to understand. So this is the concept related to verb in person, verb in number. Okay, I hope you understood the just what is the meaning of this extension to the concept of a verb, and the extension to the concept of a verb is, so verb, when you are using it for a person and when you use it for a number, so the verb conjugation generally differs. So this is the second part of the verb. I hope you understood the video. Please do subscribe and share to this YouTube channel. We'll meet again. Thank you.